Welcome back. Introducing you to my personal project is a 86 pre-facelift Mark III Supra. This particular car was originally 7M GE, so naturally aspirated, and W58 5-speed manual trans. This is actually my third Mark III Supra. My first was my first fun car in high school. That one was a post facelift 1989 Targa car with the 7M GTE, so turbo, and R154. And that eventually got 2J swapped. I had a second one after that I also 2J swapped. But this one's going to be a little different. Obviously you can see there's no motor in this thing. I bought it from a family member who sent a rod through the block. Right where the trans bolts up.
No, that's block.
Nice score. And was in the process of 1J swapping it before having some issues with the engine that he bought. Just not being in good enough shape to even put in the work. I've been making some slow progress on this. I went through the rear suspension, which I have some very poopy pics of for you, but I rebuilt the diff with a OS Gicken unit, and I changed the gearing too to 358 gears. We'll see if that actually works in my favor or not. And then the suspension links, all the lower stuff got remade. I'm working on making new upper links, or upper control arms, since they are non-serviceable. I went through the hubs too, or the uprights, whatever you want to call them. New wheel bearings, new studs, new paint, new bushings, new spherical joints. And then I reinforced the rear subframe as well, as they are becoming prone to cracking. Next on the list for this thing is to go through the front suspension, rebuild the front spindles, wheel bearings, studs, all that good stuff. And I do have an engine for this thing, but the problem is it's big. The engine is front sump while this chassis is rear sump, so I'm working on solutions to convert the chassis to front sump. I have a steering rack that I can put in that moves it to behind the center line of the front axles. If that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna have to start spacing things out height-wise, because the oil sump system on the engine. It's not easy to change. It's complex. It sucks. I got the wheels up. I got the car on jack stands. I already took the rack out to measure it to see what steering rack I can put on. My plan is to move the rack from in front of the axle to behind so that the chassis favors front sump engines. I actually have the new engine set in, courtesy of some oh so fantastic engine support deals from the Hazard Fraught. They must have known that I was going to do some sketchy shit, because when they gave me these, they gave me a free pack of ratchet straps to hold the engine up too. But plan for today is to drop the front subframe and move the engine down and back to kind of get a good idea of where everything needs to land, just to get it to clear the hood. And then later I'll be scanning the subframe and front suspension stuff and the spindles or hubs, uprights, knuckles, whatever you want to call them, so that I can make new knuckles to work with the new steering rack, because of course that needs to change as well. And I have to experiment and see what my options are for wheel bearings and brakes and whatnot. I might as well do big brakes and all that stuff in one go since I'm there. But that's the plan. So this is the type of stuff that surprises me every time I work on this car, or some of my other cars too. Like the Tahoe, built in 2004. Every bolt on that thing fucking sucks to work on. This thing, which is 48 years old, and I guarantee you nobody's touched these subframe bolts ever, and they just come right out. No fighting, no rust on the hardware anyways. There's a little bit of surface rust on some panels and the brakes and whatnot, but all of this stuff, oh, just surprises me. I'll keep you guys updated as I make progress. Well, thanks for watching. See you next time.